Hello and welcome to my ukulele tutorial. Today's tutorial is all about playing melody. I've been playing melody for a number of years and had great fun doing it, and I'm going to share it with you now as part of the ukulele shortcuts I've got created for you on Patreon. Now, before we get stuck in, there needs to be a way of reading it as well as listening to it and watching me here. So I'm going to just explain, first of all, how my system of tuition works with the chord grids and my methodology even of doing those chord grids. So here we go. Let me show you this sheet. Now, you should have printed this off by now, but if you haven't, do it now. And there you go. So it says there, the key to my chord grids. Now, going straight into it, the obvious bit is this is the grid. This is the finger that you're going to press down, and this is the chord name. So a nice easy one to start with, the chord of C. But there are a couple of things here to mention. Now, these are all to do with the picking notes that we're going to be doing. So we're going to strum all of the chords, and we're going to pick where we've got these things that look like fractions. They're not fractions. Let me explain what they are. Now, remember this, the top line is always the string that you pick, okay? So whether it be string 1, 2, 3, or 4, there it is, okay? Underneath is the fret that you're going to press down on that string, okay? So it could be fret 3, 4, 5, any one of the 12, or it could actually be open. So basically it'd just be a 0 there for open. So as one would suggest, you're going to actually press that on fret number 1. So there we go. So we've got the string you're going to actually be picking, then the fret that you're going to be pressing down. Okay, moving quickly on to this side. Sometimes some of these chords are going to go beyond the 3rd fret. But I tell you, it's not going to be that difficult to do, and I'll demonstrate that later. But when I actually write it down, instead of having huge chord grids to show all the frets, I've kept the chord grids exactly the same size, but to make it easy, I put a number down the side here. Can you see that? So basically this particular shape here starts on the 7th fret, not the 2nd fret that it looks there. So it starts on the 7th fret, and we'll go into that chord in some more detail in a minute. Now, another thing to mention is on the bottom of each of the chord grids, you will see this. Now, this piece is written in 4/4, so there are 4 beats to the bar. Now, you can find all sorts of combinations of 2 picks, 2 strums on a chord. It could be 2 chord strums, 2 picks. It could be all sorts of things, but everything adds up to 4, or it should do. Okay, so basically that's there. Now, while I'm here, I want to show you this. Now, you'll notice through some of my pieces, you keep finding this sort of yellow symbol with little arrows on. That basically means it's a continuation. So continuation meaning you're going to carry on with the same chord as you played in the previous bar, and basically that's it. So you need to be aware when you see this that the chord you're playing at the end of that bar still carries on into the next bar. Now, if you look at the sheet and study it for 5 minutes, I'm sure you'll get it. It's not complicated, but that's an explanation as to how it works. Okay, now with this video, there will also be a download, if you haven't done it already, of the music that goes along with this. Now, I'd like you to use this as a reference, and as soon as you can, put the thing away. So basically learn it a line at a time, 2 chords at a time, whatever, and then basically keep putting it to one side until you can finally say, I don't need this anymore. Okay, so that's how I did it. All right, so let's have a look here in more detail. But before we do, let me try and play the piece. Now, it's always nerve-wracking when I play a piece kind of straight, because I tend to swing quite a lot of things. But let me see where we go with this, just to give you an idea of the tune. Here we go, so it goes. Did it? Okay, so that's When You Smile, it's called. It's a great little tune. So why don't we start on the very first bar? Now, there are 2 little pick notes at the beginning there. It says 4, 0, 4 0. So let's make sure we've got the strings in the right order to start with. When we're saying string numbers, number 1 is always the one furthest away from us, nearest our feet. Yeah, okay. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 is nearest our chin, not the nearest one to look at. Remember that. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So it says basically 4, which is the string, and remember the strings are always on top. Yeah. So 4, 0. So I haven't even got to put a finger on. This is easy, right? So I go simple. Okay, so the first chord that I've got is it's the shape of G major, but we're going to go all the way up to the 7th fret. Can you see that there on that camera? Excellent. Okay, so I've gone all the way up to the 7th fret, and I'm just going to do a simple as that. Just do it with your thumb for now. But it is a strum rather than a pick, okay? In fact, I think all the way through this piece, whenever you see a chord grid, it's going to be one of those, okay? And of course, when it's picking, okay? Now, the next thing, it says 1, 7, 1, 7. So remember the rules. So this is 1, and we're already on number 7. Can you see it? Okay, so I'm just going to pick that twice. Does this make sense? Hopefully it does. Okay, so let's go from the beginning. We got okay, our next chord is the E7, which is on the 4th fret. See that? Yep, okay. So again, we're going to strum that first. Then it says 1, 5, 1, 5. Okay, well, I'm already on 5. And all I have to do is go to string number 1. So, okay, so we're going to go back to the beginning again. So we got now the next chord is A minor 7th. It's a nice chord this is, and it's basically made up just like the same shape as a G minor. You see that? So the G minor we're actually going to take up to the 3rd fret, and it becomes A minor 7th. Okay, then it says 1, 3, 1, 3. Can you see that? Okay, I'm already on 3. All I've got to do is worry about the 1, which is here. Okay, it's building, isn't it? Okay, so let's start from the beginning again. So we got okay, our next chord is C9. Can you see that? It basically looks like an F shape, but everything is down across the fretboard. So down a string, not up a fret, but down a string. So same fingers as you'd use for an F, but we're going to go there. Has the name of C9, okay? And then it says 1, 3, 1, 3. Guess what? Again, I've got you on here. So basically, we're going to now put our little finger on the C here, which is on the 1st string, and we're going to pick it twice. So 1, 3, 1, 3. Okay, so I've added that to there after I've strummed it. So just to clarify, let's play the whole thing. We got so that last chord is the first one where we've actually had to put something on with our pinky to follow the melody. Okay. Next line down is we got F. You got it? So F. Then 1, 0, 1, 0. So 1, and it's already on 0. Next chord is A7. Okay, and then we're going to pick 1, 0, 2, 0. See, it's already there for you. Yeah, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Now this is the first continuation. Look, it's got 1 on the next one, which basically makes it 5. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay. Then we've got 1, 3, 1, 3. Okay, now before we move on, let's have a look at that line again. So we're on the 2nd line down. So we've got from the F. 2, 3, 4, 1. Should we start from the beginning? I think we should. Yeah, let's do it from the beginning. Okay. 1, 2. Great, it's going well. All right, okay. So we're now going to go to G7. Now it looks complicated this, but it's not. So you're going to go one strum of G7, take off this finger that's on the first string because we've got to pick 1, 0. And then we're going to pick 4, 0. So it's between the two cameras, you should see what I'm doing. Okay, so that's. Now notice that continuation's on this bar as well, so it means the G chord on the end is also going to be played again on the next bar, so it becomes 2. So we got. Now we're going to jump up to 1, 8, 1, 8. So that's 1 first, and then 8, and then 1, 10. Okay, so we're going to start from the beginning of this line. So we got. Should we do that again? I think we should. Okay, so we got. Okay, then we're going to go up to the 5th fret, and we're going to do that shape there. So, and we're going to go. Then we're going to do 1, 5. Which means taking that off, which is on here. And then we're going to do 4, 5. It's already there, it's already in place. Yeah. So we got. Okay. Now again, we got a continuation. So that chord is going to carry on into the next bar. Okay, so I think we should do this line again. Okay, so we got. Wrong place. Then 2, 5, 4, 5. So 2, 5, 4, 5. They're already in place for you. Okay, I think we should do the whole piece up to there. Okay, so the first 3 lines. Remember, you can play this back over and over and over again. Okay, let's go again. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay, makes sense? Okay, perhaps it's going to take some practice, isn't it? Of course, because you've never played it before. So the next bit, we're on the final run now, the last line of the piece, okay? And we're going to go back to this one, and it's like the first chord of the piece, but we're going to put an addition to it. We're going to actually, with our pinky, go up to the 10th there, yeah? So I'm starting on the 7th, like the very first chord. And you're probably wondering, why do I need to put this one on here when I've got this one here? Well, it's just an easy way of finding a shape, because if I asked you to find that, if I asked you to find that, it's quite hard to find. So if you know the first chord, which looks like a G, just put that on there and that on the 10th. And we're going to do this, as simple as this. Simple as that, okay? And then we're going to tuck this one underneath. Okay, let me show you again. So we got simple. Okay, then it goes to, so one with the finger on, one with the finger off. Okay, so let's do that last line where we're up to. So we got, Okay, and then to finish off, dead easy. C, C7, and G7. Okay, so no picks on that last line. Whew, makes it easy, doesn't it? Okay, so let's do that last line. So we got... Okay, should we try the whole piece? I think we should. I think we should do it really, really slowly. Okay, so I'll count 4 and 2 because the remaining 2 of the 4 is our first. Okay, so here we go. I'll count into effectively 6 to bring us in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Okay, it's nice, isn't it? Okay, now when you get confident with it, I like to swing things, yeah? There's all sorts of fills and things you can do with this piece. So just before we go, not showing off, but I just want to show you what you can do with this with a little bit of swing to it. So go. And so on. It's just had a little bit of swing to it. So I hope you've enjoyed this. If it's your first melody piece, congratulations. Maybe you're adding to your collection, but I think it's a nice piece to actually add to. So I hope you've enjoyed it. As always, there's going to be a comment section at the bottom here. Anything you're not sure of, leave me a question, okay? And I always, as always, appreciate your support and feedback. Until the next one, you take care. Cheers for now. Bye-bye.